What's up, social media world? It is me, BP, Ben Peters, coming at you with another video. One of the comments I've gotten on a ton of my past videos is, Ben, how do you run the numbers on a rental property? When do you know when it's a good deal? When do you know when to put in an offer? How to walk away? When to walk away? All that good stuff. So I am here to walk you through how I run the numbers on all of my properties. I'm gonna give you a free download because I use a spreadsheet and you guys can use this spreadsheet. I've got some really surprising news at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around to the end. But more importantly, I'm gonna show you all the tools that I use and the importance of why you need a good real estate agent, because newsflash, if you don't have a good real estate agent, you don't have access to the best data, and I've got a great example of that. So without further ado, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you like content like this, leave me a comment down below on what you'd like to see on my next video. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Here we are on Zillow. I'm located in Minnesota. I like the South Metro. Okay, I'm a big advocate for your first rental property. I think it should be somewhere close to where you're living, just because it's easier to keep tabs on, you know, in case something goes wrong, you're real close, but that's not what this video is about. I want to talk about what do I look for in my listings. Now, there's tons of people who like single family homes. I personally like multifamily. So I went on Zillow here. As a real estate agent, I hate Zillow, and I'll show you why in just a second. I'm gonna go to home type. I am going to go to multifamily because I like multifamily. Majority of my rental properties are multifamily at this point. All right, let's just kind of play around. Let's see. Okay, so first things first. Here's one in Lakeville. You look through the photos, okay, relatively updated, looks straight out of the 90s. I've got some properties that look much more dated than this. Not terrible, 4-bed, 2-bath for $414,000. So let's just start right here. All right, is this a good property? So this is what I do. I take this address, 414,000. I go to rentometer.com, rentometer.com. There is a little cost to use Rentometer. It's like $200 a year, but if you are going to be a landlord, if you're going to be a real estate investor, $200 a year to find rental comps, totally worth it. Put in the address. All right, it'll auto-populate here, and let's look here. It is 4-bed, 2-bath, looks like up and down style duplex. Both units feature 2 bedrooms. Okay, cool. So let's go put 2 bedrooms in, 1 bath in. Boom. So before I even start down the road of plugging in numbers, because I'm not trying to waste anybody's time, I want to see if the rent can get about the 1% rule. What does that mean? Since this property is listed for $414,000, I would need 1% in rent, meaning I would need about $4,100 coming in towards rent for me to start going down this road. Average in this area is $1,600. The 75th percentile, so some of the nicest in the area, is just going for $1,800. Well, let's say this is the nicest in the area for $1,800. $1,800 plus $1,800, $3,600. This isn't even close to the 1% rule at this point. To me, immediately, that's a non-starter. Hey, we're not even close to the 1% rule. I keep looking. All right, hey, Farmington. Oh, Farmington's not a bad little area. All right, so here's one. And this is why it's so important to get yourself a good real estate agent. I'm looking on Zillow, and immediately, $429,000, 2-bed, 2-bath. Well, I'm not gonna put an offer in on a 2-bed, 2-bath. There's no way. Let's look at rentometer.com. Put that in, and it's a 1-bed, 1-bath, just 2 of them. All right, $1,000 a month for a 1-bed, 1-bath? What the heck? This is ridiculous. Like this is so overpriced. Now, enter in why you need a good real estate agent. Here it says 2-bed, 2-bath. The statistic is 40% of information on Zillow is inaccurate. If you just go down a little bit further, 5-unit apartment building. Well, how can it be 5 units with 2-bed, 2-bath? So that's why you would want to go on the MLS and have access to actual data. You go here on the MLS, Chrysler Avenue, Farmington, Minnesota. Look, looks like it's 4 units, 4-bed, 4-bath. So that means 1-bed, 1-bath in each unit. They said on Zillow, hey, 5-unit apartment building, what gives? They said 4 units here, what the heck? This apartment has an additional unit in the basement, studio apartment, for a total of 5 units in this building. If you didn't have access to the MLS, if you didn't have access to a good real estate agent, you would not have this information. So immediately, let's go back to Rentometer. All right, 1-bed, 1-bath. All right, we're at $1,000 per. All right, we're at $429. All right, we're in business, but remember, there's a 5th unit in the basement for a studio. So if you're getting $1,000 for a 1-bed, 1-bath for a studio, you might be able to get $800. Now we're in business. So now this is one where I'd be like, all right, so let's just take the average of $1,000. Let's start putting it in my rental calculator. So here's my rental calculator. I have 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units, 4 units, 5 units. Why do I stop at 5 units? The main reason is because after 5 units, you have to get commercial loans. What I typically do is invest in 5 units or less. I'm sure I will get to a point where I invest in more, but that's 5 units. So let's do as it currently sits, 4-bed, 4-bath, but let's add the 5th in a little bit later. Purchase price. Let's just assume we gave them exactly what they want, $429. Cost to make rent ready. Let's take a look at these photos here. Oh, looks like a nice little 1-bed, 1-bath unit. Nothing to write home about, but definitely not in terrible condition. All right, downstairs looks like we've got ourselves a boiler already. We've got coin-operated laundry. I like to see that. All right, yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. All right, looking through the photos, and this is why you want to make sure you look at good photos. Look at this cracking right here, and look at this cracking right here. So that immediately shows me that I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit to get this thing rent ready. So let's just assume 5 units, maybe $2,000 a piece. 5 units, that's 10 grand. All right, 1, 2, 3. Because this is a multifamily unit, you have to put 25% down. So here's your 25% down. Let's assume 2% in closing costs. Let's go down here to interest rate. Interest rates right now, you're about between 6 and 7%. So let's just assume 7%. I'm a big fan of 30-year mortgages rather than 15-year mortgages. Let's go look at our taxes here. $4,900 a year, basically. So let's go put in $4,900. Insurance, yeah, for a quadplex, you're probably looking between $1,600, $1,800. Let's guess high for $1,800. Now I want to look at, all right, so my payment as of right now is $2,700. So let's say you get $1,000 for rent for unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4. Boom, you're looking at a profit once you include your utilities, because there is a main space for utilities that you might have to pay for a little bit. So at $100, you're looking at a monthly profit of $1,400. You put a 25% down payment at $107,000. So once you factor in your down payment, your cash on cash return on investment is a 9.7% with this. That's also including, I'm assuming $500 for garbage. I didn't see individual garbage cans, and so there's probably a big dumpster at $500 a year. Then you've got further utilities. I just assume this is like the common area, everything like that, of $1,000. And then snow and lawn care, bringing in somebody to shovel the snow, bringing somebody in to cut the lawn. I'm assuming about $1,200 a year. So that's a 9.78 cash on cash return on investment, which isn't bad. Again, that's if it's a 4-unit building. But let's bring it down here, because this one, as we said, is there's a studio in the basement, a total of 5 units in the building. All right, so let's say $429, all right, $429,000. Cost to make rent ready. Let's assume that studio needs some work in the basement. So let's put $20,000. Then you also have your down payment. Let's assume about 2% is what your closing costs are gonna be. Again, at a 7% interest rate, 30-year mortgage, $4,900 in taxes, and let's do $1,800 in insurance. Let's see, so that puts your payment at about $2,700. Okay, you got rent for unit 1 of $1,000, rent for unit 2 $1,000, rent for unit 3 $1,000, rent for unit 4 $1,000, rent for unit 5. Let's assume that studio goes for a little bit less, $800 at a 7% interest rate, everything like that. We already went through all of this. Now, vacancy rate and management, I guess I didn't address this on the last one. Vacancy rate, you can usually bet between 1 and 5%. So let's guess higher here, 5%. That means people have moved out and it's vacant for a certain number of days during the year. 5% would be, what would that be? About 15 days. And then management expense. If you're hiring a property manager, I'm a big advocate, manage your own properties for your first couple properties. Now, once you've got some money coming in, then you can pay a property manager. But let's just assume you're paying a manager. Most managers are going to be between 8 and 10%. So let's just assume 10%. And then here's your additional expenses yearly. Let's put in those same numbers from the one above. Utilities of $1,000. and snow and lawn care of $1,200. All right, as it currently sits, you'd be profiting monthly quite a bit more than the other one, yearly of $17,000 on a down payment of $127,000. Cash on cash return on investment, 13.85%. This starting to look a little bit better. For me, I'm usually looking for about a 16% cash on cash return. That's typically what I want. In that case, now, when you're bringing your offer, this is just a numbers game. I can't buy it at a 13.85%. 16% cash on cash is what I need. So let's bring it down to 400. 1, 2, 3. Boom, 400 is the magic number. I get a 16.2% cash on cash return on investment. And again, that's assuming $20,000 to make rent ready with your closing costs of $6,000. So this calculator does everything for you, which is really, really cool. I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay. And this is the other thing I'd like to point out. There's some people who say, hey, Ben, there's no deals on the MLS right now. This one is on the MLS right now. In fact, if you're watching this video and you're like, Ben, I want to put an offer in on that place, let me know. This is not far from where I live. Honestly, I might be putting an offer in on this. So there are deals on the MLS. Now you might have to work your way around this, work yourself backwards to make the deal work, but this is the best negotiating position to be in. You basically tell this seller, hey, I got to get a 16% cash on cash return. This is why I'm offering $400,000. Well, no, we'd really like to get $415,000. Nope, sorry, numbers don't work there. And so this is one of the best ways you can do this. So hopefully this provides a little bit of what is going on through my head. Hopefully this provides a little bit of how I run the numbers on my properties. Now, like I said, this spreadsheet is available for download. Just go to my website, benpeters.us. It's there for you. It's free. Go ahead and download it and run numbers to your heart content. I want to give you guys so much value. But outside of that, I have a special announcement to make. I am in the process of making an app. There are tons of rental calculators out there, but my rental calculator includes all the things that you really need to watch out for. That rental calculator is going to be that spreadsheet, except it's going to be very user-friendly. My goal is to make it free so that you guys can get tons of value from this. But anyway, I don't want to keep you that much longer. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you got a little bit of value out of this. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. I talk about real estate, legacy building, and how you can build your empire. Thank you so much for watching. Stay vertical.